Hey guys, what is going on? Today, we're going to be taking apart and looking at the ignition coil in a Poulan Pro 200 mile per hour BVM 200 FE leaf blower. Alright, so let's get to it. So you got these screws, you got that one, then that one, then that one. Then you got that one, that one, that one, that one. Then you got that one, then you got like one more. So that's the first thing to do. So now we just took off the nozzle. And the problem is this blower will not start, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And I think that I have, and it's the ignition coil, I believe. So we're going to take it apart and look at that. This video might be like a part 2 or part 3 because this is a pretty long process, but it's like pretty simple to do. It's just you gotta pay attention. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you all the tools that were needed for this project. Sorry about the vibration, guys. Come on, get out of there. There we go. You got your long screws, and the long screws go in these two things right there. Alright, and at the end of the video, oh, there we go. Now, sometimes you just gotta knock it out. Well, I think this is for it. So, you want to be very, very careful about when you do this. Come on. Get out of there. And I've almost got it. Come on. Finally! Alright, so we're going to take off the blower housing. Should look just like that. I'm going to take it off. Ready? So, now, there's this fan blade, right? So, I'm going to take any pair of channel locks or like something to like grab around that nut. You're going to hold on to this black thing and you are going to turn it hold up. Well, I put this one on tight last time, but yeah, you're gonna want to turn it into a way that the bolt will not follow with it. And it should sort of like pop loose just like that. Guys, when you're taking things apart like this, always put them all together so that way you don't get confused. So now, we can disassemble the fan blade. Now, we can take that off. And now we got a screw there, a screw there, screw there, then a screw there to take care of. But first, we need to go to this side, and we're going to need to take off this part. And they're all the same exact type of screws so far, except for those big ones. So it's not really too hard to get the screws confused with. Alright, so now I recommend taking out the spark plug first, but with this model, it works to where you can just take this off and you don't gotta do that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, by the way, this is the ignition coil. This is a part that I think that I'm gonna need to replace, and it costs about 17 bucks to replace it. So flip it over here to the other side. You're gonna take off your switch, disconnect it from the throttle linkage. Then once you do that, so you're going to want to be very, very careful and look where it is. So that's right there. And then you just take that off gently. Then you grab that same wire that runs on this side, and you should be able to pull it right through. There's a certain way that you gotta put it through though, else it's not gonna work. Come on. There we go. Okay, so get that throttle linkage out of our way. Okay, so now we could see the engine. So now what we're going to want to do is now you'll unscrew these. And I recommend a power tool like this with a Torx bit. And I'm not exactly sure which Torx bit. Let me check here. This one is the T25 Torx bit. So if you got a blower just like mine that you're fixing to take apart, you need a T25 bit, or you could just go to your Home Depot or Ace Hardware or somewhere. Just get a screwdriver. This is a T25 Torx. Alright, so since we got all those screws taken care of, now we're going to flip her around. And so you're going to want to hold onto the engine just like this. Sort of like get like a good grip on it. Then you're just going to lightly pull it out just like that. Okay, that's the inside where the pulley is. So now to get this out of our way, let's just sit this right here. Alright, what time are we at here? 10 minutes. Well guys, we're going to be making a part 2 of this. So make sure to watch this part first before we make a part 2, so that way you don't end up breaking your blower. And I'll see you on part 2.